Ruto's economic advisor, Moses Kuria, is not happy with what is happening in our country, Kenya. And to prove this, Moses Kuria took to his X platform, formerly Twitter, to express his feelings. And he took to Twitter and wrote this, that my heart bleeds. So this is what Moses Kuria posted yesterday on his X platform. So a lot is happening in our country right now. We cannot ignore the fact that Maina Njenga is rising up again. So the rising of Maina Njengas, the likes of Akina Maina Njenga and all that, is not something that can be ignored, and we cannot be silent about it. So we all know that Ruto is trying to do everything. We know that Ruto is trying to do everything he can to ensure that he is bringing division in Mount Kenya region. Ruto is aware that the mountain has left him, or the people from the mountain no longer want to hear about his name or anything to do with him. Despite him appointing Kithure Kindiki as the deputy president, the people of the mountain have made it clear to President William Ruto that you are alone, and in this journey, in this political journey, we are not with you. So Ruto, in his wisdom or in his ways of dealing with issues, is trying to ensure that those votes from the mountain are not intact come 2027. And what he's doing is that it's not a coincidence that Maina Njenga is rising. It's not a coincidence that Maina Njenga is storming Pastor Dorcas Rigathi Gachagwa's event to cause chaos and all that. It is not something that we can say it is happening from without the go ahead from the people in this government. So we are aware this is the play at hand right now, and it is so sure that the vote from the mountain is giving Ruto the sleepless nights, and he is doing anything and everything. He is willing to do anything and everything to ensure that those millions of votes from the mountain is not intact come 2027. So he's trying to bring in many people on board. Right now, as they just concluded cabinet secretaries, the swearing in of the newly appointed cabinet secretaries, the likes of William Kabogo and Mutahi Kagwe. Of course, Ruto is also trying to play with that game, and the appointment of these two for Ruto means that they are bringing him something from the mountain. But I don't know if the people of the mountain really are being moved by these newly appointed CAS. I don't think that is going to shake them or move them. In my opinion, I think that Ruto is making a miscalculation, and that the math this time round is not mathing. So Moses Kuria's message of that my heart bleeds, I can say it that this is in reference to Maina Njenga's latest move. I think I will have to point it. I think Moses Kuria is aware of what is being planned, and that is so sad. Despite him being so closer to Ruto, or being supporting Ruto right now, but our politics is local, and Moses Kuria understands this well. And Moses Kuria at some point will have to go back to the people and ask them for votes. I don't see Moses Kuria that is done with politics, especially the being a leader, maybe a governor, a senator, or something like that. I don't think Moses Kuria is done with that. At some point, he will have to go back and ask people for votes. And that is the reason Moses Kuria feels like, despite me being in government, it is not the kind of play these people are doing is not good for my people. And this is only being done in the mountain, and now the mountain is facing a lot from this government. So for Moses Kuria, I think this is a message to Ruto that what you are doing is not good at all. Despite being that the mountain is moving away from you, or the mountain are done with you, what you're doing is not good. You have to stop. So Moses Kuria wants to speak. I think that message is so loud for anybody who can who can read it deeply is that Moses Kuria is crying, and is crying that for what he's seeing is coming. So it is tough. It is tough, of course, for these politicians, and majority of them know that Kenyans right now are aware of their games. Kenyans right now are not giving them all. Kenyans right now understand their rights, and now Kenyans are engaging politically. You see, most of the young people back in the days were apolitical. You could ask people that, where is your political stand? And the young people are like, mimi mambo ya siasa, I don't want to know about it. But right now, the young people of this country understands very well that to have a good policies in this country, we must engage politically, and they are not standing by to just watch everything from afar. Young people in this country are taking this thing, and they are now engaging politically. They are questioning anything and everything, and this is really not good for politicians, because politicians are so used to riding on the people's ignorance, and for people's staying away from politics was so easy for them to play with this thing the way they want. Right now that people are engaging in politics, and people are so active, it is really giving these politicians a sleepless night, and they are so afraid and terrified, and some of them are panicked to understand that Kenyans no longer want to sit on the fence. Kenyans want to engage politically with what is happening in this country. So Moses Kuria's message is so loud and clear. Is telling President William Ruto, stop with these new tactics. Stop activating the Mungik's gang. Stop it. And I have a feeling that Moses Kuria is going to quit in the next few days, and Moses Kuria is going to quit even before Justin Muturi quits, because from the look of things, from this message, it's so clear that he is not happy with what is going on in this country, and with the rise of Maina, Njenga and Mungiki gangs. Nobody would want to see this gang come up again. Nobody wishes to see these people rising up in a very democratic and a country that rule of law functions. The likes of kina Maina, Njenga hata wangekuwa kwa ground right now. So this is a message from Moses Kuria to Ruto, and from my understanding is Moses Kuria is telling President William Ruto to stop and not to engage these Maina, Njenga and these new tactics, because he understands that it is not going to end well. Well, for Ruto, in my understanding of his character and attitude and everything, Ruto is a man who is so ambitious, and so for president going this low, I think it is not a good step. And even if it is politics, some things must be said and some things must be condemned. So for Moses Kuria, I understand his position, understand him very well, because I know Moses Kuria will one day want to go back and ask people for votes. And so he cannot sit back and see people unleashing gangs to his own people. Of course, it is not a good thing, and it is so terrifying, and it is really sad and heartbreaking. So that is it for me for now. Thanks for watching. This is Sophia Live.